Now I want to take a look at joining objects together and also how to separate them or separate subobject components. Let's start with joining. I've placed 3 separate cubes in my scene. As you can see, they're all separate. And now I want this to be one object. We're still in object mode, and this is very simple. The first time we try this, I'm going to select my left and my right, and then lastly I'm going to select my center. Now to join is a very simple matter of hitting Ctrl J. And as you can see, it becomes all one object. And if we rotate, we're rotating off the center point of that object. Now the reason we're operating off the center point of this entire object is because of the way I made my selection and made this center cube my last or active selection. If we undo this and select them in order and then hit Ctrl J, we can see that our pivot point, or our origin point, has been moved to the last selection. And if we were to rotate, it would affect that rotation just so. So it's important to note that often you can get the pivot point or origin point you want simply by making a selection in the correct order. If not, of course, we can always go over to Set Origin or Shift Control Alt C, and we can return it to where we want it. Alright, now we've done this, but how are we going to go ahead and separate them? That's going to require us to go into Edit Mode. So I will tab into Edit Mode, and I'm going to go to Z to get a wireframe, A to deselect. Now, just P is our separate menu in edit mode. And we have 3 separate choices: selection, by material, and by loose parts. If we do selection, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this face, I can hit P and selection, tab back out, and you can see when I grab this face, it's no longer part of this object, and I can take it away. If I go reselect this, go back into edit mode, and I'm going to go back into wireframe. I can also box select this entire object, hit P, and I can select by loose parts, which will do the same thing. It will separate this into a separate object, and we have our entire cube here. So you have a couple different ways to go at it. We can also separate things by material, but we will look at that when we're working with materials down the road. I hope you found this helpful in manipulating your objects and your subobjects. And we're going to get on to some other things now, including Bezier curves and other forms of modeling for this chapter. I'll see you there.